Regular mushroom, when it gets hit by hot, dry weather, will shrivel up before it has a chance to spore. So the evolution came that this went underground so it can remain damp and develop its spores even while the seasons are dry above.
Or too cold.
Or too cold. This kind of shows, here's a root of a Douglas fir, and this is not an Oregon white truffle, it's a rhizopodium, but it's a false truffle. And here you see the mycelium surrounding this root, and here's the mycelium going up and connects with the fruiting body of the mushroom.
But most of the time when you find a truffle, you cannot see the connection between the truffle and the roots.
And actually, when you pick up the truffles, you actually, there's nothing there. It's just kind of an odd-shaped potato-like ball. Here's a picture of the tuber Oregon nymph, which is now, this is high season for this mushroom, this truffle. And this is its sister plant, the tuber gibbosum, which fruits in late winter.
In the spring, in April, May.
This one is fruiting now, and this one will start coming in after that.
Do they cut off a piece of that to show the inside?
Yes, this has been sliced in two so that you can see. This on the outside is called the peridium, and notice how thin that skin is. It's a characteristic of a true truffle. And in fact, this one here, you see the skin here is opaque. You can almost see through into the body of the spores underneath this. This is a translucent skin. It's so thin. And you see the veins and the marbling. This is a characteristic of a mature truffle, one that is ready to spore. Ones that are not ready to spore, when you cut them, are just like a puffball. They're almost solid white inside.
That's what
And those are not as choice. They may have an aroma, and Katie can talk a little bit about those. I don't know. Here's a picture of the maturity. This is an Oregonense white truffle. This is a mature one, and this is an immature one. This one would not have as high an aroma as this one.
The immature ones almost have no aroma. Or they really no aroma. So when an animal comes down and harvests a truffle, the only truffles they harvest are ones that are mature. So the immature ones are still there, which is why you can look for the animal sign and find truffles.
Right. Now, Katie, you were saying that the truffles you found originally, that you kept in your icebox for a while, they have developed the scent is more powerful now, a week after you picked them? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I've read different things online, that they won't ripen, that they will ripen, but it appears that most of the people who were there a week and a half ago at the truffle foray felt that keeping them in the refrigerator for 3 days to up to 2 weeks, they can continue to develop. The things that I brought tonight, the cheese that I put with the truffles to truffle it, I have no idea which of the truffles. I put a whole bunch of my truffles in one basket and put them all in a plastic container that I sealed with the cheese in it and some olive oil that I'm still working on at home, because they say that, well, it worked. They don't just say it. If you put the things with the truffles, you don't necessarily chop them up and put them in the food you want to eat, that the aroma is so pungent that it permeates what it is that you put them next to, especially things that have a high fat content, like cheese and eggs and butter and oil.
In fact, I read that if you just set a basket of little truffles in your refrigerator, just about everything in your refrigerator, including eggs inside the shell,
milk.
Butter,
I did some eggs.
Your butter, your milk, sour cream, all of those things will absorb the truffle oil and it'll taste different.
So I have with me all the truffles that I collected while we were hunting, plus I have some riper ones that I found more recently.
Nice.
So we could smell the difference, huh? Great.
What would those animal signs be, just digging?
Well, you'll see, I have a slide of them.
Okay.
Wow.
This is a great white.
Sure is.
Oregon truffle. Very mature, very high value.
My God.
Is that one or many?
That's one. One truffle. It didn't say the weight. I'll talk a little bit. This is a dog in Europe, a truffle dog. You know, a lot of dogs are trained now to find, they're just like squirrels. They only go after the ripe choice truffles. And so as they smell them out, this muzzle is not so much to keep the dog from eating the truffle, but these truffles, one of the truffles found in Europe in 2009, it was a 1 kilo truffle, was purchased by a guy in China for $330,000.
Oh,
One truffle, 2-pound truffle.
Exactly.
And so the guy that found that truffle is sick. And in Europe, they put these muzzles on the dogs because people that have truffle farms put poison out for the dogs to kill the dogs that come in to their property without permission. So all of the truffle dogs, now you can't go hunting truffles with dogs in Europe that don't have one of these on, or you're not going to have your puppy.
Aww.
Because you can see what's going on. $330,000 for 1 2-pound piece of
For a chunk of fungus.
vegetation.
Was that an auction though?
That was an auction.
Yeah. So part of it went to
It was
charity.
it was a Italian white truffle.
Wow.
And it takes a while to train the dog.
It takes a while, but not, you
Yeah,
know.
but you have to use truffles to train the dog.
Oh,
or truffle, I've been
You
trying
can buy
to train
truffle
mine.
oil.
What they do is they buy
It's
truffle
so
oil,
industrial.
dip bread in it, put it in a sock, and bury it. The dog can hang on that.
It's not going well.
Actually, some truffle oils are artificially scented. They found a way to make an artificial truffle smell. So you have to check your truffle oil.
If you're not paying enough, then it's probably.
Well, and
I mean, mine wasn't that expensive.
if you're training your dog with truffle oil that you bought, it's pretty certainly not Oregon white truffle oil.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, so you're not teaching them how to find truffles here.
Another thing you can look for is when you buy
Yeah, I got it.
a good oil, always have the slivers of the truffle in the bottom of the bottle.
Okay.
Of course, I imagine they can put slivers of anything in there. Okay, this is a picture of the Lancungium carthusianum, the Oregon black truffle. Lucangium
Yeah.
carthusianum. And this is the brunium. Lucangium brunium, which is found in southern Oregon. I don't know so much around here, but this one can be up in this area. And the books that I've seen say that this is found under oak.
No, Douglas fir again.
Okay.
I don't know if it can be found with oak or not. But
It was in the Pacific Northwest survey, federal government survey, and I have a copy of it here. I'll look at it.
It's possible because there's
Yeah.
some things aren't very specific. They'll take a range of hosts, and being as oaks harbor tubers, and so do Douglas fir.
And this fellow that took this picture, Charles Lefevre, was a fellow that came up and spoke to us he's with the North American Truffle Society in Corvallis, Oregon. He came and gave us a presentation on truffles, our club, about 5 or 6 years ago.
And in their book, it says Douglas fir.
Yeah, Matt
The
Trappy's book says
Carthusianum. Yeah.
Okay.
Relatively young Douglas fir.
These are generalities.
Yeah.
These are not hard and fact, hard things. I think if you pick something on